I sat at my graduation party watching my twin sister Olivia bask in the attention she didn't deserve. The backyard of our childhood home was decorated with balloons and streamers. But somehow, my graduation from business school had turned into a celebration of her new job, executive marketing director at Phoenix Industries. Mom was practically glowing as she refilled everyone's champagne glasses. Our Olivia, she gushed, heading one of the biggest marketing departments in the country. I quietly sipped my water, remembering the email I'd received that morning. As Chief Operations Officer of Phoenix Industries, I had access to every hiring decision, including Olivia's application, which contained more creative writing than a fiction novel. Madison, Dad's voice pulled me from my thoughts. Maybe your sister can put in a good word for you at Phoenix. I'm sure they have some entry-level positions available. The irony was almost laughable. Almost. That's thoughtful, Dad, I replied carefully. But I already have a job lined up. Oh. He raised an eyebrow, unimpressed. Where? Before I could answer, Olivia jumped in, her voice syrupy sweet. Maddie's probably just going to do some consulting work, until she figures out what she really wants to do. Our relatives nodded sympathetically. Poor Madison, always living in her twin's shadow. Never quite as successful. Never quite as driven. If only they knew. Actually, I began, but Mom interrupted. Olivia, honey, tell everyone about your corner office and your salary. What was it again? $175,000 base, Olivia purred, plus bonuses and stock options. The CEO himself signed off on my package. I nearly choked on my water. The CEO hadn't signed anything I had. And the salary she quoted? At least $50,000 higher than the real number. You must be so excited to start, Aunt Sarah chimed in. When do you begin? One day. Olivia beamed. I already bought a whole new wardrobe. Have to look the part, I checked my watch. In exactly 48 hours, my dear sister would learn what looking the part really meant. Madison, Mom said with a tight smile, maybe you could help your sister move into her office, get a feel for the corporate environment. Oh, I'll definitely be there on Monday, I assured her. Wouldn't miss it for the world. The party went on, relatives congratulating Olivia while offering me condolences disguised as encouragement. Your time will come, they'd say. Not everyone can be an executive right away. I excused myself to the kitchen, needing a moment away from the facade. Through the open window I heard Dad talking to Uncle James. At least one of them made something of themselves, he sighed. Madison's always been too cautious. Too afraid to take risks. Too afraid? I thought back to when I was 22, mortgaging everything I owned to buy shares in a failing tech startup. The same company that would become Phoenix Industries. I'd worked 80-hour weeks, slept on office floors, eaten vending machine dinners, and turned that startup into a powerhouse. Remember when they were kids? Uncle James chuckled. Olivia always knew what she wanted. Born leader, that one. Madison just followed along. I gripped the counter, remembering every time Olivia had taken credit for my work. School projects, college internships, even family praise that should have been mine. Madison. My cousin Emma appeared in the doorway, holding an empty plate. You okay? Fine, I smiled. Just needed a break from all the excitement. She hesitated. It's weird. I applied to Phoenix last year for a marketing role. I've got a master's and 10 years experience. Didn't even get an interview. How did Olivia? Good question, I murmured. A very good question. Just then Olivia breezed in, heels clicking on the tile. Maddie, there you are. I was just telling everyone about my team. 20 people reporting directly to me. Can you imagine? I could imagine quite well, especially since the actual role she'd been offered had 3 direct reports, not 20. That's quite a responsibility, I said neutrally. Managing such a large team right from the start. Oh, I'm not worried, she waved a manicured hand. Leadership comes naturally to me, unlike some people. Emma slipped out, leaving us alone. For identical twins, we couldn't have been more different. Olivia glamorous and loud. Me quiet but calculating. She took shortcuts. I built paths. She said, lowering her voice, I could help you get in at Phoenix, maybe as my assistant. Like old times. You supporting me, making me look good. The memories flashed, years of her stealing credit, basking in my effort. That's very generous, I replied evenly. But about your position. Oh, don't be jealous, Maddie, she cut me off. We can't all be executives. Some people are just meant to be support staff. I checked my phone. A new email from HR confirmed Monday's orientation schedule. Olivia's name was there, for the entry-level marketing coordinator position. You're right, I said, slipping my phone into my pocket. Monday will be very interesting. What's that supposed to mean? She asked sharply. Before I could answer, Mom's voice carried from the backyard. Olivia. Come quick, Dad's about to make a toast. Olivia flounced out. I opened the real offer letter I'd approved myself. Marketing coordinator. Entry level. Reporting to a mid-level manager who reported to a director who reported to me. Dad raised his glass. To my daughters. Though their paths have been different, we're so proud. Especially Olivia, who's already secured an executive role at one of the country's top firms. To success. To success, everyone echoed while I silently waited for Monday. Monday morning. The sun rose bright over the city as I sat in my corner office. Top floor, Phoenix Industries headquarters. My assistant knocked softly. Miss Mitchell, your sister just checked in at reception for new employee orientation. I smiled and straightened the nameplate on my desk. Madison Mitchell, Chief Operations Officer. Perfect. Let's give her the full Phoenix experience, I said. Through the security cameras, I watched Olivia strut into the lobby, her outfit worth more than her monthly salary. She bypassed the orientation group, heading straight for the executive elevator. I'm sorry, ma'am, the security guard stopped her. That elevator is for executive staff only. Orientation is in the West Wing, ground floor. There must be a mistake, Olivia laughed. I'm the new executive marketing director. I'm meeting with the CEO this morning. The guard checked his tablet. I have an Olivia Mitchell listed for new employee orientation. Marketing department, entry-level position. Entry-level. Her voice rose. No, that's impossible. I have an offer letter right here. She fished the forged letter from her designer bag. The guard examined it, frowned, and made a call. I leaned back in my chair, watching the screen as Olivia's confident smile began to fade. Welcome to Phoenix Industries, Ms. Mitchell, I murmured. Hope you enjoy your first day. Yes, I have someone here with what appears to be an altered offer letter, the HR director said calmly. Olivia's face went pale. Altered? No, this is what they sent me. Call the CEO. He'll confirm everything. The CEO doesn't handle entry-level hiring, replied a new voice. Sarah Chin, our HR director, stepped forward holding a folder. Ms. Mitchell, I have your actual offer letter right here. Marketing coordinator. Starting salary $45,000. Reporting to team lead Jessica Martinez. 45. Olivia swayed slightly. No, there's been a mistake. I was promised $175,000. A corner office, a team of 20 people. Ms. Mitchell, Sarah said firmly, falsifying offer letters is grounds for immediate termination. However, since you haven't officially started yet, we're willing to overlook this misunderstanding. Your orientation group is waiting. I watched through the security camera as Sarah led my shell-shocked sister toward the West Wing. Time for phase 2, I told my assistant. Send in the morning reports. Right on cue, my office phone rang. Madison. Mom's voice trembled. Something's wrong at Phoenix. Olivia just called crying about some mix-up with her position. Really? I kept my tone neutral. How strange. She says they're claiming she was hired for some entry-level job. There must be a mistake. Can't you call someone there? Maybe reach out to HR. Actually, Mom, I can do better than that. Put Olivia on the phone. A moment later, my sister's voice came through, thick with tears and rage. Maddie, you have to help me. These people are trying to humiliate me. Come up to the executive floor, I said evenly. Top level, corner office on the right. But the security guard said, just show them your ID. Trust me. 20 minutes later, Olivia entered my office. Her confident strut had turned into hesitant steps. She stopped cold when she saw my nameplate. Madison Mitchell, Chief Operations Officer. What is this? She whispered. Welcome to Phoenix Industries, I said, standing. I'm Madison Mitchell, Chief Operations Officer and head of all departmental operations. including, of course, marketing. Olivia sank into one of the visitor chairs, her designer dress suddenly looking like a costume under the harsh morning light. How long? She breathed. 3 years, I replied. Remember that consulting work I was doing after college? I was helping turn around a struggling tech company. Made some smart investments. Worked my way up. Became CEO last year. Why didn't you tell me? I laughed softly. Would you have believed me? You never asked. You were too busy talking about yourself. I turned my monitor toward her. About that offer letter. You submitted quite an impressive resume. 10 years of marketing experience while we were still in college. Executive positions at companies that don't exist. Glowing references from people who've never heard of you. I can explain. Save it, I cut her off. You have 2 choices. Option 1. You leave now and I'll make sure the falsified offer letter doesn't follow you to your next job search. Her throat bobbed. And option 2? Option 2, I said, you take the position you actually earned, marketing coordinator entry-level. You work hard, learn the business properly, and maybe in a few years, you'll earn that corner office for real. You're serious? Completely. I walked to the window. For once in your life, Olivia, you'll have to succeed on your own merits. No shortcuts, no lies, no riding on someone else's coattails. Just then the office door burst open. Mom and Dad rushed in, and froze when they saw me behind the executive desk. Madison, Dad whispered. What is this? This, I said, gesturing around, is what happens when the cautious one takes risks. When the one you underestimated learns how to win quietly. Mom's hand flew to her mouth. You mean you're the Chief Operations Officer of Phoenix Industries? Yes, I said simply. Have been for a while. You just never asked. Dad sank into a chair. But at the party you let us think. I let you think what you always do, I said softly. That Olivia was the successful one. That I was the follower. Even when she lied, you never questioned her. Because that fit your narrative. Madison, we never meant, Mom began. You constantly compared us, I interrupted. You praised her every move and dismissed mine. You assumed she was destined for greatness and I was destined to support her. For once Olivia stood up, her voice steady. I'll take option 2, she said. We all turned to her. The entry-level position, she clarified. I'll take it. And this time I'll earn it. I studied her face, then nodded slowly. Report to HR. They'll get you started. After she left, my parents sat silently, looking lost in the office they'd never imagined me occupying. All those dinners, Dad said quietly. When we asked about your work and you just said, it's going fine. Would you have believed the truth? I asked. Or would you have assumed I was exaggerating, like you always did when I achieved something Olivia hadn't? Mom wiped her tears. We were wrong. So wrong. Yes, I said gently, sitting back at my desk. You were. Now if you'll excuse me, I have a company to run. 6 months later. Things had changed dramatically. Olivia, stripped of her fake confidence, turned out to be a capable employee. She worked hard, listened, learned, and slowly earned genuine respect. Mom and Dad stopped comparing us, finally seeing us as individuals. At home, they hung my executive portrait next to Olivia's team photo. Different levels, different paths, both valuable in their own ways. 6 months later, I called Olivia into my office again. She entered differently this time. Calm, professional, grounded. Your team lead says you're doing well, I said, reviewing her reports. Top performer last quarter. I actually love the work, she admitted. Really love it. Not just the status I thought it would bring. I smiled. That's why I'm approving your promotion to junior marketing manager. You earned this one, Olivia. For real. Her smile was genuine this time. Thank you, Maddie. Not just for the promotion, but for stopping me before I lost myself completely. Sometimes success isn't about being first or best, I said softly. It's about being honest, working hard, and earning your way forward. As she left, I thought about that graduation party 6 months ago. How different things were now. Sometimes the best revenge isn't exposing someone's lies. It's giving them the chance to find their own truth. I picked up my phone to call Mom. We had history to untangle, but at least we could start with honesty. Looking out over the city from my corner office, I smiled. The view was better when you earned it. Honestly.